Sorry about that. I got a 3-year on the back. But I actually just had a call with a friend who I hadn't seen in a few years, obviously with the pandemic. And she actually, and how I reached out to her was more of a business call because she was talking about her financial stuff. And I was actually, taking all the things in and just asking her questions. And we had a great conversation and it aligned with her. And she was like, I just need to let it resonate. And and I actually called, message Karri Tidwell, like, what would you do next? I was like, hold on, let me go to my boards. Let me go in. And I actually sent her a compensation plan video with Cindy Kelly and was like, I will love, because she was like, yeah, I'm interested, keep sending me stuff. So I was like, instead of me trying to explain it to her in a way, it was like, boom. So I will say that was awesome. So
yeah, Ricci, that's the exact idea, that we're supposed to be using this as a leverage system. So you don't always need your upline to know the right solution. And again, you can spend more time saying less to more people because we have all these amazing resources that do the talking for you. So right on, Ricci. Anybody else want to share how they're enjoying boards or an experience using it so far?
I'll share. So yeah, I've been using boards since January, and I have to say kudos to Purium and Seema and Cindy and all of the leaders that have been putting these boards together, because boy, they make my boards look like whatever, I don't know, but they're so well done. And I absolutely love having all of the resources from the app to the, iLearn, to all of these different places that we pull. Like, it's like, we have to think about how am I, what am I sending, this and that. And to have it all in one place now is just such a gift. And the work that's gone into them organizing and putting this together, I mean, you guys, you crowns are just like, you leave me in awe. It's really, it's very clear, the work that's been put in, and the training that they're offering and giving to us is just endless. I love the type form, by the way, the type form. If you have any questions, they do respond, and any suggestions. So it's a growing edge, and I love that we're all doing this together. So keep up with your boards. Don't be bored, Gleneth. Gleneth had some great little tidbits last night in the chat about boards.
Awesome. It's great, Tal. And it's true. I mean, it's really that servant leadership of Cindy Kelly and Seema who see the bigger vision and how this can help all of us so much, and just taking the headway on that. I'm personally so grateful. I think this is such a big asset to us. So if you don't know what we're talking about, if you're just jumping on, ask your upline, what is this boards thing? Every Tuesday night for all of April, the Leslie Zann training calls are focused on board specific training, so we can all get more articulate with it. So make sure, if you're not plugged into boards, start plugging in, because it's an amazing resource. Julie, did you want to share? You can be our last share. I see your hands up.
Yeah, sure. No, I'm loving the board so much. I can see how this is going to make duplication just so easy. And I've been using it. I've been playing around with it since they introduced it, and I use it every day. It's like there's anything I can think of. I'm just like, oh, let me see if boards has that, and it's streamlining everything and making it so much easier. What a game changer. I'm so grateful for all the hard work. I know they must have put that's a lot of brain power to organize all that and do that. So thank you, Purium, for being amazing. And thank you for all the people that made that for us, because it's a game changer. Yeah.
Totally. And I love that. So whenever you have a question, think to go look at boards first and then use the other resources and upline. So that's great. Awesome, Julie. Well, all right, you guys, thanks for sharing. My name's Mary Beth Fleming. If you don't know me, I'm a 2-star crown here with Purium, and so excited to be one of the people that gets to be part of the leadership crew that is part of this Level Up Leadership Incubator. So today's call, we're really going to focus on Diamond Mind, really getting in the energy of what it is to be Diamond, and whether or not you're running for Diamond this month or not, or maybe you're above Diamond. We're going to be sharing tips that either way can really be beneficial in your business and help you grow internally and externally in your business. So we're going to be hearing from Crown Rita Fleming and 2-star Crown Kristina Ammon. But before we dive into that, I really want to introduce our 2 new blue diamonds, Miss Karri Tidwell and Michelle Ricci. They're both blue diamonds in this lineage. that hit Blue Diamond last month. So there's nothing better than hearing from people who just hit that new rank. And Karri Tidwell, I see that you're on here, I can see you. I would love to hear if you just want to share with everyone a little bit, anything that stood out to you in your Blue Diamond run that you want to share. And then really, if you could share with us, where did you notice yourself up leveling in your business, in your personal development, to be able to actually hit that Blue Diamond rank? And then additionally, if you have any tips for really getting in that diamond mind, we'd love to hear from you. So Karri is just one of the most, talk about a servant leader. She's so heart-centered. She's just leading her business with so much heart and grace and beautiful communication. I consider Karri Tidwell just a connector, a profound listener, and it's no surprise that you are where you're at in this business, Karri, because you just have such a heart of gold. So come on if you can.
Thank you so much, Mary Beth, and thank you for paving the way. I feel like I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if it wasn't for the leadership and the support, and that has been huge. And having that, I could just you talked about duplication and just duplicating that, like how can I show up for the people that I'm bringing on? And then when you go into the diamond ranks, it doesn't become about you trying to get to your goal anymore. It's like, how many people can I help get to their goal? And that's the beauty of this business, is you really, it's not just about you, it's about how we're all rising together, and that we work in community. And I love that piece about it, because I didn't like being a solo entrepreneur and doing things by myself. And so I just fall more and more in love with this business and this community the more I'm involved. And for a while, when I first got in, I hit the fast start bonuses pretty quickly, and then kind of went backwards. And then when I went to hit diamond, that's when you guys came in to support me, but I wasn't mentally, emotionally ready for that. But I was like, okay, they're saying I could do it, so I could do it. So I did it because you believed in me, and having that belief in me was really helpful. So sometimes we see in other people what they can achieve before they see it in themselves. And I see that for so many people now. When I talk to them, I'm like, man, all the potential that's there. So what shifted for me going to this rank was to really focus on my foundation before. So I'm not having the stress at the end of the month all the time. So I was like, I'm just going to focus on getting my team to where they need to be. And I wasn't really invested in my personal goal. I didn't even want to write my action plan. I was like, I just want to help people that I got involved. So I just wanted everyone to get to their goal and just get a really good foundation for when I was ready to go to that next rank. I have that system or that support in place. And I was close to Blue Diamond the last few months. So I was like, all right, I'm doing it this month. I just made the decision. And I feel like once you make that decision, things fall into place. And then things don't fall into place. It's both, but once you make your mind up and you decide you're doing it, if your plan A, B, and C doesn't work, you just go to the next one. And that's kind of what happened. I had my team came together and really was cheering me on and supporting, because I made it clear what I was running for, whereas before I didn't. And so it was nice to see everyone coming together and supporting me in that goal. And Rakira really showed up, and I thought all those things that she was doing was going to really help propel her and me at the same time. But then things just fell through, or they were going to be the next month. And so, yeah, so sometimes things don't go as planned, and just hold that vision. And if you keep going, things fall into place. And it's been beautiful to see all the leaders on my team coming together and rising up. And I can go on and on, but I know I want to hear from Michelle and everyone else, but really grateful for this community and grateful for this opportunity. And I'm just going to keep on, now that I've hit this level, I feel like I could do anything. I can see crown easier now, and I can, now I just want to support. It's not even, yes, I can see that for myself, but I really want to help other people create more diamonds. And I want to just help people get that freedom piece. My passion used to be just about helping people with health, and I was kind of there for a while, but now I'm I want people to have that freedom now more than ever. And that's my newfound passion, is I really want to help people get that financial freedom piece, as well as health too, but it's my newfound passion.
Awesome, Karri. Well, I mean, the things that have just stuck out to me so much in watching you go blue is you've really honed in on your ability to just show up as a leader, even though I know that was something that you were a little bit timid and scared of, like we all are. It's leadership is not easy. And then also just I've watched you really get more clear and like getting organized as you move through the ranks, how important that is. And then also really tapping into how to support your team and systems of support. Boards is a great way to do that. But is there anything that you can say to anyone on here that is running for diamond or just trying to go for that next rank, you know, when they hit those roadblocks? What do you think has been like the foundational thing for you to get you through that roadblock, through that resistance, up to that next level?
Yeah, well, organization is helpful and just creating those time blocks. And I when I first got involved with Purium, I had my son, so it was hard for me to like balance everything. I was like, how do these people do it? Like, how do you do it? Like to do all the things. And it wasn't until I had consistent like childcare help. So it was like, I think you said this once, when I'm working, and when I'm with my kids, I'm with my kids. And I was trying to do it all. So really getting that support for him so I could really focus my time was helpful. And then like believing that I could, and not, there wasn't a doubt in my mind, and then creating those action steps, and then being solution oriented. If something didn't go right, I was like, okay, how can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? What's the solution? So I was never negative about anything. I flipped everything of like, okay, this is happening the way it's supposed to happen, so now I just have to move from here. So I just kept focusing on the positive and what I need to continue to move forward if things didn't go as I thought they would, you know, to just like giving birth. Sometimes it doesn't go as planned. So you just have to keep figuring out the next step, and being in communication and building relationships is a big thing for me. And I'm always in communication with new people and yeah, connecting. I think that was your question.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that was perfect. And I'll say, you know, I've read a lot of books and talked to a lot of people that have had a lot of success in their life. And they all say, you know, success comes with seeking the solution versus focusing on the problem. And I see you doing that so beautifully. So no doubt you're going crown, Karri. And thank you for sharing that with everyone. And just to mention, Karri was like on vacation with her family in Mexico last month, and, you know, and managed to make all this happen while living that freedom lifestyle. And Michelle Ricci, who's our other blue diamond, she actually hit blue diamond on the beaches of Mexico last month too. So this really is, they're emulating the freedom lifestyle so well. And Michelle, I'm going to bring you on next. So Michelle is someone who I have seen rise in her leadership so much, and her capacity to hold space for others. And something that really stands out to me about Michelle is that she's made her why all of the whys on her team. Like, her why is to see all of her people's whys come true. And it's really beautiful. And you can just see how she's really leading with that compassion and that belief, and that like trying to lift and support others up. So Michelle, will you jump off and just tell us some of the golden nuggets of your blue diamond run, and any tips and advice you want to give the people on the call?
Sure. Thanks, Mary Beth. The secret is just go live in Mexico, go to Mexico, and then you'll hit your next rank, I think. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, I want to like a lot of what Karri said. I want to echo with the difference is that I started extremely slow. I put this in my back pocket while I took a health journey, and my team started going fast without me. I was hitting ranks I didn't know what they were, but when I first hit diamond, that's when I really understood. I still didn't have my own why necessarily, and I really just started digging into my team's why. I think that was really the beginning of that for me. Just hearing maybe you or Sarah say, you know, borrow other people's why if you don't know what yours is right now. And so I was like, oh, I can do that. And I've really been thinking about this since our diamond meeting on Monday, because it really isn't about like your brand partners catching your vision. It's more about you catching the vision of your brand partners and supporting them. And I think for me, that's what's been really helpful, is to flip the script on like, not what I need to do, but what do my brand partners need support in, is already showing me what I need to do. to get myself to the next level is really just helping other people. What was really neat is that I didn't hit any of the fast starts, but I have hit fast start consultant, director and executive over and over again, because we have an opportunity to do that all the time. So it's kind of like, yeah, I didn't get my personal fast start bonuses, but I actually did because I've helped others do that. And so really when focusing on brand partners, like I just have such a strong belief in why everybody is doing this on my team, and even the greater good, you know, right from the top to the sides and underneath me. It's really it's just so cool to see what everybody's doing, and I guess that's what's lighting me up. That has become my why, and really just understanding, you know, there's been days where I've had green diamond points. I've come and not been able to maintain that rank because of structure reasons, and just not stressing myself out over it, but just digging deeper with the people in my community of like, is this something you want, and how can I support you, and why do you want it? So, I mean, Karri just said so many beautiful nuggets that I would really echo it. And it is about a decision. Like I decided after 3 months of the nutrients, I decided to give the nutrients a year when I started it. And after 3 months, seeing what happened, I wrote a contract with myself to give the business and like to start working the business. And I didn't know how. I was doodling on my tracker sheets. I bought colored pens to try and make it more fun and, you know, less weird to me at the beginning or whatever it was. And I just leaned in and just started showing up. And that's where I really caught momentum to diamond. And then from there, just really understanding, what my brand partners really need. And so, and trying not to stress about where my structure is, but just where else can I support? Because I want a great foundation. I already know, I already made a contract with myself. I'm in this. Highs, lows, ranks, not, whatever happens, health, financial, business, this is my path. I just have no doubt about it. And I really, when Leslie did the 7 areas of belief last year, and I was like, wow, my belief is low in myself, but it's so high in all these other areas. And I have this amazing community around me who, by the way, for the first time in my life, in my 50s, I actually experienced a kinship among entrepreneurs, women, business people, like just that I do have a voice and I am valuable, and just deciding, you know what, I'm going to stop telling myself anything else, first of all. And I'm going to stop listening to anybody else tell me anything else. Mary Beth can tell you, there was a time, I mean, I've been through it with some brand partners, and man, I used to weep, and we used to get on calls with each other and try and like sort things out. And honestly, I was letting things around me trigger my lack of self-worth. And it really came down to a decision that that's not true about who I am or what I'm doing on this planet, and that I have a greater purpose, and it is to hold space and be the doula for other people to birth their dreams through and get healthy. And so I'm on a board for something else, and they coined me like the doula. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's exactly, like, I'm just totally embodying it. And I think that's how I went Blue Diamond. I'm like, okay, I'm just birthing this. I'm going to get connected to Mother Nature, and I'm going to call out every single person's name that is related to me in whatever way, whether it's sideline, downline, anything, and just know that we're doing it. And my belief is so strong. I know you guys have heard me say that, but it really was a decision. And then just like with the food, not watching the clock, not watching the calories, not watching the scale, like not, being stressed out about the how of it all, but just staying in massive action, staying focused and staying connected with my partners and what their whys are, so that I can support them. What do you need from me today? I'll clear my calendar. What do we need to do for you today to get you to where you need to be? What do we need to do? And that's been my strategy. I really honestly don't know how. And I know for many, many months, even Rita has said to me, I don't know how you got this far without your own why. But I really realized it's because I'm borrowing that of my team. So hopefully that sheds a little light on your question, Mary Beth.
Yeah, awesome. And you're getting so much love in the chat, Michelle, because we say it all the time. It comes down to a decision, and it really does. It's like that full embodied decision. I remember when I joined Purium too, I did the same thing. I'm like, I'm giving myself 1 year. I'm writing a contract through the highs and the lows. I'm doing this. I'm seeing what can happen. And I've watched you really shift from when you first came in, kind of just cruising through, learning, leaning in, whatever, to like making that decision, and how everything has changed for you. So you are rising fast in your leadership, and you're just getting so much love, because I mean, everything you were saying speaks to me. I'm sure it's speaking to everyone else on the call. So mega congratulations, Karri and Michelle, and you guys for tomorrow for Thriving Thursday. I'm going to be leading the call, and I'm going to bring on Karri and Michelle, and we're going to be talking all about how this vehicle that is Purium has brought in us so many resources and more time and flexibility to be able to travel and build businesses from Mexico and all these things. So tomorrow, bring your travel folks, your people that love to be on the road, work from anywhere, and you can hear more from these amazing women. So
I'll add one more thing, Mary Beth, is
Yeah.
that when I'm feeling stressed out, I go general, meaning I just zoom out of the whole thing. I listen to the clock ticking. Whatever I need to do, I go take a walk. I get the oxygen mask on myself. I do some kind of self-care. I think about what future me would do. And I just really, I think that's the most important thing, because we could run ourselves into burnout trying to achieve something. And I think it's so important to celebrate yourself every day and to really find a way to nourish yourself. So if that means make yourself a list of things you just do for yourself that doesn't involve your phone or watching TV, but it's like showering or a cup of tea or a walk, to just make sure you're doing 5 to 15 minutes of something every day. During your lunch break, celebrate yourself for everything you accomplished in the morning, even if it's not everything off your list, because if you don't, it's hard. You get tripped up on the little stuff, but it's kind of like having like you're cleaning up the yard and you have a big bundle of branches, and all the branches are going one way except one. And it's hard to carry this bundle because this one branch is dragging. So if you are continuously focused on this one branch and how it's dragging, sometimes you can't figure out how to undo it and move forward. Sometimes you have to take a step back and look at the whole thing and just say, oh, well, maybe if I move this one up here, it'll free the bottom end of this branch and I can start wiggling it out. It might have been a little obscure of a metaphor for you guys, but honestly, like getting general and then self-care and just like taking a minute to reset, because a lot of times you can't see the forest through the trees. If you jump into the ocean with flippers on, there's a lot of sand that kicks up. And if you're trying to snorkel and you just keep hitting your flippers, you just keep setting up sand. But if you just float for a second, the sand settles. Like it's just a rule of gravity. Like you can do that with your nervous system too. And so I really want to encourage that piece. Like, yes, massive action. Yes, learn the whys. And how are you taking care of yourself and that little girl that wants to be celebrated every day?
Yeah. Amen. Drop a 1 if you love her analogies, because I loved both of those. Could relate totally. So thank you. And we're in the transformation company. We help people reset their health. It's such an important aspect to remember to celebrate ourselves, take care of ourselves in the process, and make this a really fun journey for everyone. So thank you, ladies. Okay, cool. Lots of ones in the chat. So next, we're going to move into some diamond mind tips, like how to really get into that diamond mindset, get into that diamond embodiment, and start doing action steps in your business that will propel you forward towards that path. So I have the great honor of bringing on my mentor, Kristina Ammon, who's also 2-star crown. And many of you know Kristina, but she is just someone who leads with such big heart. And the thing I think I've learned the most from Kristina is how to, kind of like what Michelle said, how to let the sand settle and just really be a good listener, and sit with what's happening and be solution oriented versus reactive and reactionary. So Kristina's taught me a lot about just sinking in to what it means to be crown and embody that. So thank you so much, Kristina. And please jump on and share with us all some of your diamond tips.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Mary Beth. Sound is good. You guys know, I'm just kidding. Congratulations to the incredible success stories we just got to hear from. And I'm going to be weaving a lot of that in because this whole system, it's all the same. It's just the same thing repeating itself, and it's all this duplication. So the first thing I want to bring is that if you are running for Diamond this month, go ahead and drop an 8 in the comments. And just know that you are making the decision and you are carving out, if you haven't already, the rest of the month as something grand in your life. And depending on what your background and where you come from, this could look like, maybe if you're an athlete, this is going to be a huge competition. Or if you're a performance artist, this is a performance. Or this, if you're a mother, this is you giving birth. Or if you're a parent, this is even throwing a birthday party for your children. There's so many things in life that we carve out and we really set the intention, like I'm doing something grand. I'm doing something different than just everyday mundane life. And I'm making that decision and setting the tone for that, which makes it so much easier to focus. And like Michelle said, allowing bigger energy to come through us. We are not going to hit Diamond by ourselves, and we're not even going to hit it with our team. We're going to make it not even about ourselves, but something even bigger, which is our why, which is the accumulation of all of our whys. And no matter what your background is, working with bigger energies, if you know what I mean, if you know, you know. And the way to do that is to really, like I said, carving that out to make it something big, make it a ceremony, make it a dedication, a devotion. And so the first thing that you want to do is really be able to see it in your mind's eye. See yourself getting off that airplane or out of the car at the hotel at the Westin Long Beach. See yourself greeting people at that first meet and greet. And what are you wearing? And what are the smells of that coastal town? And how and just seeing yourself, like going to your hotel room and unpacking your bag and seeing yourself even before then, that night of reaching Diamond, that day of reaching Diamond, like seeing the points rolling in on your screen, seeing the other new Diamond under you who's reached Diamond, like seeing these details. I remember when it was so hard for me to see myself on stage at an event, but I knew, like, I have to see that in my mind's eye. I have to see myself in a gown, being handed the microphone. If I'm going to do this business, I have to see that. So really getting into that visualization of the achievement, and go ahead and put in the comments, like, what are those details for you? What are you seeing happen? Are you seeing yourself jumping up and down, when that achievement is happening the night, on the 30th? Are you seeing the celebration dinner that you're going to have, or the celebration massage you're going to treat yourself to, or just add in all of those details of what you're seeing happen, the way that your family and your friends are celebrating you, the way that you can visualize that celebration post in the Bliss Ohana group, like all the, or whatever your celebration group is. So adding in all those details that you're seeing. If you can see it, you can feel it. So the next step is, what does that feel like in your body? What are the emotions? Are you crying? Are you like pouring tears of joy and relief to have gotten yourself there, to have completed the marathon? Are you, you know, just feeling like so much gratitude? Is your heart just cracked open with love and hope and possibility? You know, one of the things that got me to, I think it was Crown, is I was like, planet possibility, like being able to see and feel like anything is possible. Like feel that in your body when the limiting beliefs take a back seat and you truly believe that anything is possible. So when you can feel all those emotions, even like that nervousness of meeting people or that excitement of hugging people at Diamond Club, when you can feel all those emotions in your body, like locate the emotions in your body and practice feeling that. So if you can see it, you can feel it. If you can feel it, you can believe it. Belief is everything in this business. So if you're embodying the emotions of this achievement, you can really believe that it's possible and get yourself to planet possibility. And when you have belief, it is 1,000,000 times easier to get into aligned action. Yeah, crying and dancing. Because when you are in belief, when you're, like Michelle said, when your belief is at a 10, you can't stop yourself from talking about this. You can't stop yourself from reaching out to person after person after person after person, because you're just turning over every rock. Where is that yes? Where is that yes today? Where is that person who wants to see a video? Where is that person who says, thank you so much for reaching out to me. This is everything I've been looking for. When we focus on all of the people who are already being served by this and know that we are just a fraction of the people who this has yet to reach, and we believe in that possibility that we're going to keep connecting with those people, then we just know, holy moly, like, of course I have to get into aligned action. I have a lot of work to do. Purium is one day going to be a household name. You know, the entire mission of Purium is that it is the single most accessible, deliverable, affordable, delicious way to help the masses transition from an entirely over-toxified food culture and food systems and agricultural systems and medical systems. We're doing that massive transition. So really believing in the mission that you're in. So if you can see it, you can feel it. If you can feel it, you can believe it. And if you can believe it, you can achieve it. So that is the steps that you walk through. So if you find yourself in a stuck place at some point, walk yourself through those steps, because you need to have every single one of those with you to get to that place of achievement. And once you get yourself to that place of belief and you're getting into aligned action, this is a spiral effect, because the more action you do, the higher your belief goes. Your belief in yourself, your trust in yourself, you're like, oh yeah, I can do this. I'm doing it. Oh my gosh. People are saying yes. People are getting back to me. Okay. I made a post. People are responding to the poll in my stories. Okay, this is happening, right? Drop a 2 if you've been there. You know that the more you get into action, the higher your belief goes. Your belief was low, so you got yourself into action, and that brought your belief up. So getting into that aligned action, and the absolute most effective steps that are going to get you to diamond are hitting UBT and developing fast starters. And that all starts with getting yourself working your list and reaching out and inviting, like, to Thriving Thursdays. This call is going to be so fire. Like, if you're not taking full advantage and getting into massive action to invite to tomorrow's and leading with the business, really attracting those brand partners, because we do not get to, I think Karri Drinkwine almost got herself to diamond by herself, but that's hard. And that's that burnout that Michelle was talking about. If you want a sustainable business that grows with full pleasure and joy and service and sustainability, brand partners are where it's at. And that's leading with the business, which is leading with your why, which is asking other people what their why is, which is exactly what the Thriving Thursday inviting into that call is all about. So those are the action steps, getting with your mentor, getting exactly your map dialed so you know, like, how many UBTs do I need to get this week? How many brand partners need to come in? What ranks can they get to? So that's the map, that's that piece. So you get all of the visualization and the embodiment in that piece, and then you dial it in and put it on paper. So you have these digestible action steps to get you to that place of achievement. And then the last thing I'm going to add to this is that at the end of every night, you're going to recalibrate. So take inventory. What did you do that day? Check your back office, check in with your people, check in with your list, and be honest with yourself. How many people did I reach out to today? How many people did I follow up with? Am I in the kind of action that I committed to, that I need to be in to achieve my goals? If not, that's okay, right? We have more days, but in order to even make tomorrow a better day, we have to be honest with ourselves and know where we ended that day. So checking in at the end of the day, I always love to look at my list and then make my fresh list for the next day. So I know tomorrow when I wake up and I have fresh energy, I know who I'm reaching out to, and I like to know where my numbers are in the back office. And if this is foreign to you, what I'm saying, get with your mentor and say, can you explain that to me? I want to recalibrate each night and know where I'm at each night so I can make the most of each day. And that's what I have for you. Thanks for having me here, Mary Beth.
Do you want to bring on Rita, Kristina?
I do. Thank you. Yes. And Rita is a stellar leader. Get your pen and paper out if you haven't already, because this is where you're going to really help. The way that Rita delivers, the way that her voice is sound healing in and of itself. And she's going to help bring all of this into your body and really, make it sink in to the point where it can really work for you. Rita's a crown on the rise, and I'm just so excited to see you, Rita, and Mary Beth, and everybody here who's going to be at Diamond Club in person. So thanks for being here too, Rita.
Hi, thank you so much, Kristina. That was beautiful and such a clear map. I love that. I hope you all caught those notes and really felt that. And thank you for those beautiful words, Kristina. So sweet. And yeah, today I just want to follow up on what everyone else has said already, because that really encapsulates it. And some things that have been most helpful for me. Number one is finding what makes you the most uncomfortable in your business. Like, what is your greatest fear? And lean in there. I remember Mary telling me on my crown run, like, Rita, you just look that fear in the face and you walk straight into it. And I did. And it was a very tender, vulnerable, loving process. Because, sometimes those fears are childhood wounds, things that we don't even know that we're holding on to, actions and behaviors that we don't even realize. And so when you approach your business and yourself with so much kindness and love and hold that nourishing space for yourself, these fears dissolve. As long as you make space to see them and acknowledge them and hold them and listen to them, they dissolve and you move through them. So whatever that fear is in your business, it might be sharing your vulnerable story. It might be reaching out to your chicken list, whatever it is. Find your fear, look it in the eyes, make space for it, cry if you need to, and lean into that fear, because on the other side of whatever is the most uncomfortable for you, whatever you're digging your heels in the most, wherever there's the most resistance, there is gold, there is beauty, there is a gem on the other side of that in your personal development and in your professional development. So find those fears and celebrate them, get excited to explore what's on the other side of them, because that's where the growth is. The next is identifying what limiting belief is holding you back. So even write this down, what comes to mind? Is there a belief that's like, oh, I would be successful if? So figure out that limiting belief, and it's different for all of us. I've heard everything from my voice is not important to I'm not supported to you name it. But find out what that belief is and then flip it on its head. So, for instance, like if my voice is not important, your voice is so important. Your voice is so valuable. And just knowing that, switching it to, I'm helping people on a daily basis by sharing my story. People want to hear my story, and it's amazing the amount of people that you can impact just by sharing your story. So, figure out what that belief is. Maybe it's, oh, I'm not very good at prospecting. Change that, flip that to, I love prospecting. I have so much fun. I'm in amazing conversations every day with people who are praying for these solutions. So sometimes we don't know really what these limiting beliefs are until we quiet down and tune in and catch them and see what it is that's holding us back, what fear is holding us back. So find those limiting beliefs and flip them on their head, because you're so supportive and you're totally capable of anything you want to do here. It's just changing that belief, because once we have that belief switched, it's like what Kristina was just saying, our actions shift because our actions follow our beliefs. So that's the next one. Identify what belief is holding you back and just master it. Become a master at whatever that thing is that you feel like you're not very good at it, and just practice. That's how any of us have become good at any of these things. It's just failing forward and learning from the mistakes and trying again and picking yourself up. And soon you will be a master at it. So lean into that. The next one, and also I just want to say on that, like, affirm what you want, not what you don't want. So anytime you feel yourself getting into fear of what you don't want, reaffirm what you do want. So this is so important to catch our thoughts and work on ourselves and work on our beliefs in this way, because we will create it. And the third is to get into a state of gratitude and connect with your why before prospecting, before getting into action, because then you're going to come from this completely authentic place of why you're doing this, like the deeper reason, like how this impacts you, your family, your vision, your purpose in the world, the larger dreams that you have, the larger impact that you want to have, that this is a vehicle for, and then of your team, and their why. And it's like what Kristina was just saying, like, get curious of other people and what their why and what their vision is, to see if this can be of support and service to it. Because I know that this vehicle is what allowed me to create my larger dreams, my larger visions, connect with my deeper purpose. Like, I've always wanted to be able to help women specifically step into their greater power and confidence and passion. And also, like, my why is just deepened so much recently. I want to help as many people, and women specifically, to create enough financial freedom that we can make true change in the world, because there's just not enough women with financial freedom. Women are doing so much, so stressed out, and this is a vehicle and a way to empower people. So figure out your why, connect into it, figure out your gratitude. What are you grateful for for this business, for this community, for this opportunity, for these superfoods? And then reach out to people from that authentic place. So getting into action. But those are the main tips that I wanted to share, as so much has been covered on this. But yeah, get yourself into state. So however you get yourself into state, whether it's dancing, whether it's nature, whether it's having a gratitude journal, whether it's connecting and visualizing your why, or seeing yourself at Diamond, like, get into that state and then get into action.
Yeah, beautiful, Rita. Drop a 10 if you're like, duh. I'm like sucking this all in. It's so good. Get into that flow state. So that's key, you guys. It's so key. If you ever feel like you're reaching out to people and it's like unauthentic, or you're just trying to reach out to people to hit a goal, there's this piece that's missing. It's this piece of digging into your why and being in that state of gratitude before those reach outs. So total gold. Thank you so much, Kristina and Rita. I'm learning so much every time I hear from you guys. So it's so wonderful. And then I'm just going to wrap us up with a few of my tips that are a little bit more logistical, because it's kind of my thing. And then I'm going to give us some time to do breakout rooms before we jump into inviting to tomorrow's call, so we can reflect on all this great information that's been shared. So a few of my tips, these are actually notes that I found from my diamond run. I wrote down, like, these are the things that helped me get to diamond. So I've kind of gone over those and I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. This is what needs to happen for every rank. So first and foremost is exactly what Rita said. Declare your why every single day. I don't think I've missed a single day in this business where I haven't at some point touched into my why, whether it's journaling about it for 3 to 5 minutes, whether it's just waking up in the morning and thinking about it before I go to bed. I mean, you have to connect with your why on a daily basis. And this why grows and evolves and changes, as we know. But Sarah Rhinelander, I really took that advice from her. She said on her diamond run, she wrote her why out every single day of that month. And that's how she started her day. So I cannot emphasize enough the importance of deeply connecting with your why and getting to the roots of what your why is, even if your why is fueled by others' why. This is such an important piece of that. So every single day, even if it's just 2 minutes, get with your why. The second piece for me is just like the organization. So really getting organized with your trackers, whatever system you use. The more you're organized with your names, the more opportunity you have to follow up. I've recognized so many times in my own trackers and in other people's trackers that we're like sitting on a gold mine. We're just not organized enough, but there's so many people in there that we've dropped a seed with, or we forgot to follow up with, or, oh yeah, we were going to talk about this. And oh, that was a referral from so-and-so. And so like, you probably already have a ton that you can work with. So just get all your trackers. I remember when I was running diamond, I literally grabbed every single tracker from the month before, and I got together and I got my highlighters out and I just worked my tracker because there was so much in there that I wasn't utilizing. So, or find your system of organization, get intimate with your tracker sheet, and follow up, follow up with these people. If it's been a couple months since you talk to them again. If it's been a couple weeks, check in. There's no harm in letting people know that you're serious about helping people, that you're serious about building your business, and you're not forgetting about them. So that's my second tip. Organization and follow-up is key. Third tip is following the systems. And one of the systems of our business that is so crux during a diamond run or during any type of rank advancement is just fully utilizing these connect calls that we have. As many calls as you can bring your upline or, your sideline or whatever, whoever it is that you work intimately with connect calls. Do it. Like, the more connect calls you get people on, the more you're going to learn, the more they're going to learn, the more you're going to support your mentor in leveling up their leadership, the more that people are going to feel supported professionally by having this third person verification. So I can't emphasize enough the power of a connect call. Like, you find the people and just bring them to your people so that you can feel supported, they can feel supported, and you can really tap into this leverage system of letting someone else share their story, someone else share some of the details, so that you can continue to focus on directly reaching out to people and saying less to more people. I think it was Sarah when I told her, I was like, I want to be Diamond by Diamond Club when I joined. She's like, okay, so bring me a connect call a day for a month. I was like, what? And I didn't get that. But I did bring her quite a few every single week. And it was my goal and my intention of like, okay, every single day, who can I get on the phone with? So utilize these connect calls. They're just gold. If you're not utilizing them, once you start, you'll be like, oh man, this is why my business wasn't growing. So connect calls is number 3. Number 4 is really leaning into your team. Like, the thing I love most about a diamond run is it's this opportunity for you to let your team know that, hey, I need your support. Like this, I can't do this alone. Like I am going to do everything I can to support you. And I also need your support. So don't be afraid to really connect in with your downline, because there's going to be a point in time in their business when they're running to achieve another goal or another rank where they're going to need their team's support too. And they're going to remember when you reached down and said, hey, how can I support you? Support me. This is such a crucial part of our business. And I know for many of us that have come in as solo entrepreneurs, or just however we came into this business, I wasn't used to asking for support. And I can honestly say that this business is the first time in my life where I've really felt supported, because I jumped into that uncomfortability, like Rita said, and I learned how to acknowledge the people on my team and how much I need their support to achieve what I want to achieve. And in return, I'm going to give them everything I got too. And I've just grown so much from that. So really get intimate with your downline, let them know what you're doing, let them know you're going to support them, and then stay super connected to your upline as well. And then as well as if you can create sideline accountability, just the more support you can create around yourself, then you're going to have that when you hit a bump in the road or you get to a state of disbelief or discomfort. You're not going to have to do it alone. You got all these people holding you up. So create that supportive infrastructure for yourself. Drop a 2 if these are settling. I'm kind of going fast, so I'm hoping they're landing. Okay, awesome. So that's number 4. Number 5 is kind of just reiterate what Kristina said about invite. Like we have so many calls you can invite to, and just get into massive action. The number one thing that is going to get you to the next level of where you want to be is just talking to more people and inviting them to a call, inviting them to the most appropriate call for them, inviting them to the next call that's available. We have so many great opportunities to invite. So really this is all about invite, you know, get excited about your goal, get excited about what you're doing, share with people and invite them. And as many people as you can get on the calls, those are all seeds that you're planting, whether or not they sprout right now, 2 months down the road, you're creating the exposure, and massive exposure is what we need to really grow this business for ourselves and as a company. And like Kristina said, we are going big. We're trying to be like get this in every single person's household. And the only way we do that is massive exposure. So invite, create another launch call if you want, find something to invite to, multiple things to invite to every single week. And then number 6 is just act. I think one of the things that I love most about one of Leslie's trainings is she talks about shortening the gap between the time when you get an idea and the time that you act on that idea. And what true leaders have is they've shortened the gap. They've recognized that, oh, I got this idea. I'm not going to worry about the how, like Michelle said. I'm just going to worry about doing it, making it happen. I'm just going to figure it out. So let go of the perfectionism. If you want additional support or, to talk about your idea, get with your upline, get with your downlines, share the idea, but shorten the gap between the amount of time that you have an idea and act. So maybe that looks like doing a power hour every single day. Maybe that looks like creating a mini marathon for yourself where you can just get into massive action and not worry so much about the how, but more about the doing, and just let go of the perfection. It's like Rita said, this is a total learning experience. You're going to learn from every interaction. You're going to learn from everything. You can't do anything wrong. There's always a lesson. So just do and surprise yourself of what can happen. And then my final and last getting into Diamond Mind tip is focus on the long term. Exactly what Michelle was saying about kind of zooming out. I think one thing that can happen when we set goals for ourselves is we get so narrowed in, and then there's that ability for the discouragement to happen if it doesn't happen or whatever, because we're not focused enough on the big picture. And for me, Diamond is just the first step to a staircase of so much more greatness that we're creating here. So yes, remember your next rank, and Diamond is just the first step, and you're going to do everything you possibly can right now to get there. And if it doesn't happen, that's okay, because it will happen, because you are on this bigger mission. You have the bigger goal in mind. So let go of the time, do everything you can to make it happen as quickly as you can, but also just let go and let God is what I like to say. So really take some time, and that's where it circles right back to your why, right? You can only see the big vision if you're connected to your why every single day. So zoom out, remember the big plan. We're just taking little stair steps up. So those are my tips. Sorry guys, my babies are crying in the background, but this is how we do. Declare your why, organization and continual follow-up, connect calls, lean into your downline and your upline, invite, just act, and focus on the long term rather than the short term. So, all right, drop a 10 if you're getting some juice out of this call, if you're feeling a little bit more in your diamond mind. And so now for the last, maybe I'll break us into breakout rooms for just like 5 to 8 minutes so that we can all have a moment to process this and reflect and just get into a breakout room and just share, you know, what was your biggest takeaway from this call? What is some of the immediate action steps that you're going to take that you were inspired by from this call? And then I'll bring us all back and we'll get into prospecting mode. We'll get into work mode, inviting mode. So here we go. Let me figure that out real quick. Okay, here we go, you guys. See you in a few minutes.
Very good at coming up with ideas and then kind of putting it on the back burner and not actually following through. And I think I lose a lot of momentum by doing that because I don't entirely trust myself that it's a good idea or that I can do it or make it work or whatever. So I need to just bite the bullet and just do it and make it happen.
Thanks, Kim. Okay, I'll go next. I guess for me, it is recognizing my limiting beliefs. Sometimes I get really frustrated because nothing's happening. There's no action, nothing is going on, or I'll get frustrated and want to walk away. And how just taking the daily time for a little self-care and taking that step back to refocus, I think is so important. And sometimes I forget that. And you see, I get stuck in the frustration mode. And if I just actually walked away from it, centered myself, and I think then you're believing more in what you're doing. So yeah, that's kind of my biggest takeaway today.
Cool. Is there anybody else in here with us? I can't see.
I'll go. I got 3 girls, so we'll see how long that'll go. My biggest takeaway was I think every single person's piece and tip, just because I mean it resonated with from the organization, from getting with your why, from really reaching your downline. You know, that's what I've been, something for me is like, really, how can I help my people? You know, either create a flyer or, you know, help with fruit if they're having some health problems, you know, going on.
I can help.
And my 3-year-old as well. And just really I like the invite, which I've been working to do. And just the thing that I think that made me most uncomfortable was actually talking to people, actually saying, you know, because I had a conversation today. Someone says, well, this kind of sounded like a pyramid scheme. And I already knew exactly what to say to her. And I was like, actually, you mentioned you went to Target, and that's actually the pyramid scheme. This is where you can actually grow and build and really come from your heart. And she was like, oh, okay. You know, where it was like 2 years ago, I was like, and so it was really authentic, because that's just what I know of this business and company and just community is just to grow. So I took really just the confidence, being confident, and just like using the tools.
Cool.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Laura, did you go? Was I late?
I did go.
Cool. Well, I loved what I heard. And I loved Kristina's like whole, if you can feel it, or if you can see it, you can feel it. If you can feel it, you can believe it. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. I think that is a brilliant system, and one that sometimes I skip steps in, but I think it's really, really something that I want to continue to do every single day, is just moving through those steps, because I'm just grateful for that reminder. And of course, Rita, I'm always just so grateful for her continual reminder of gratitude and how important that is in every aspect of our life, but it's so important in this business as well. So those are my top takeaways from feeling and staying in the diamond mind. And it's nice to hear from some of you I've never seen or heard some of your voices. So thanks for those shares. Kim or Karen, are you guys going? I know Laura and Ricci are both trying to go for diamond this month, or are diamond this month. What are you guys going for?
So,
Go
go on.
go ahead.
That's okay. Go.
No, go. You go ahead.
Okay. I would like to get to diamond, but I guess, yes, I guess I have one of those limiting beliefs that I kind of don't really think it's quite possible for me right now, just because I have so much else going on. We're renovating a house, and we're I don't know, anyway, there's just lots going on, but so I guess I'm not believing that I can make enough space for it, which I don't know whether that's right or wrong. I'm still doing stuff, but I don't feel like I'm doing enough to make that happen for me. And I guess it's a choice that I'm having to make right now, because we've still got to, live somewhere and make that happen too.
Awesome. Even just consistency is the biggest key. Just even a
Yes,
little bit.
yeah,
every day.
absolutely.
Yeah. That's awesome. Oh, we're
Thank you,
about to be
Mary Beth.
taken out. Okay. So hopefully that was enough time to hear everybody's shares. Does anyone do they feel compelled? We could hear from 1 or 2 people or 3 people. Jump off and share your biggest takeaways to the bigger crowd of folks.
I can jump off. I had 5 of us in our group, and literally all 5 of us have problems with organization. So that's definitely something we can work on, and finding, I think, like Mary Beth, your tips on just really keeping track of who we're talking to. Like if I could find, like my days like go really fast, but like that, just going through the trackers and getting through everything, and just like it is a gold mine, like the binder I have of the past year of people, and those people are coming around. Like that's what's happening right now, so it's awesome.
And I see you have a whiteboard back there. I think that's what it is. Use that thing. That's awesome, Amy. Anyone else?
I'll go. So I was on the diamond call that Mary did the other day. And I just really enjoyed the exercise that you led us through, envisioning ourselves hitting diamond on April 30th. And I really, I closed my eyes and really envisioned myself there. And it was, I just felt it in my body. My heart started racing. I was in tears, and so I just really, that was a really great experience for me, and it has definitely motivated me into more action. So thank you for that.
It's awesome. Keep feeling it. All right, how about one more, and then we'll just jump into.
I can go. I just had like a quick 30 seconds on the breakout room because I jumped in the car to go pick up kids and then realized I didn't have to, so I can be part of the call for the whole time. Yay. One of my biggest things was my list. So it went from paper to my computer to another page on my computer, all color coordinated. So I just went through and I put like everyone's names and their status and like really just like visualize like what the conversation would be, as far as like prospecting and connecting and just like a heart-centered space with them. And then like immediately I was able to reach out to this woman that I went to high school with that's been like following me and like liking me. And she's like, I'm looking for a new job and I'm really interested in regenerative health. Like, what's up? Like, hey girl. Like, so it was just, and she's like in my green, but also kind of red. So I was like a little bit hesitant, but like getting myself organized, that's been like my thing that I've been telling Rachel. I'm like, okay, I need to get organized. And she's like, change that, change the need. I am organized. I'm getting organized. So then just that like little transition there and sitting down and doing it just like opens up this whole like force field of like greetings, like of communication. So that's been really nice to just have so that I'm able to reflect and like have a game plan of like, okay, I'm going to reach out to these people tomorrow. And just so like, I don't get in that cycle of like getting down on myself or like, oh, I only, whatever that naysaying may be. So, yeah, connecting with my why and getting myself organized. And and then the green light from the chat the other day, that the green light chatting was also really helpful too, because we have like hundreds of people that we can contact, via our social media. So that was very helpful.
Awesome, Amanda. One of my favorite sayings is, when you're feeling the fear of lacked, just act. So if you're feeling like that lack of, oh, I'm not organized, or I need to do this, I need that, just act, and the fear dissolves because we're in our own way so much, so often. So that's great, Amanda. All right, you guys. Well, that was a potent call. Thank you for all being here. Hopefully some of you can stay on, and we're just going to hopefully invite to tomorrow's call. Again, invite people that are interested in developing secondary streams of income, that love more time, freedom, flexibility in their schedule, that are interested in being able to work remotely. We're going to share some juicy stories of how travel has become a pivotal core value that we've integrated in our businesses here with Purium. So otherwise, of course, we have Fierce Fridays on Fridays as well that you can invite to. Stephanie, are you on here? Is there a topic for Friday? Oh, okay. Maybe she's busy, but there is always Fierce Fridays.
I'm here.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Sorry, I had to unmute. Yeah, it's Anna Marie Sandoval and Tears of Dawn are talking all about hope for autism and autistic children and families. So please come. Thank you so much for the shout out.
Cool. And then if you're, at all speaking with Hispanic folks, there is always a Hispanic business opportunity Zoom every Thursday night that the company offers too. So right there, those are 3 calls we can focus on inviting to this week. And Yeah. Go Diamond, everyone. We love you.